Today on Judge Faith. Blood should be thicker than water, but these sisters are in hot water over a boat.
She's a gambler. Okay, so that's why she needs money. She thinks of these things, they're far out all the time for these guys to do. Trust me, I can tell you stories.
Along with one of her close family members have drug problems.
Yes.
And then he even called me a effing
Yeah, he did
because
that. He did that.
I
He
told
did
him he
that,
didn't know
ma'am.
what he was talking about. And
Ma'am, don't yell at me. I didn't put the boat in the yard.
Faith Jenkins. Her distinguished legal career began when she graduated first in her law school class. She quickly became a tough New York City prosecutor and then a preeminent legal analyst on cable news. And now she's the judge in her own courtroom. Her cases are real and her rulings are final. She is Judge Faith. Plaintiff Christy Okenka is suing her sister for a large boat left on her property and wants storage fees for the removal of the boat. Defendant Kathy Badra says she has nothing to do with the boat, but stands by her grandson, Nathan. They are countersuing for loss of a boat sale.
Remain seated and come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, we have Okenka versus Badra and White.
Thank you, Barbara. Christy Okenka?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing the defendants Kathy Badra and Nathan White for $3,000 for the storage and removal on a boat that's on your private property?
Yes.
And you are countersuing for $1,500 for money lost from the sale of this boat?
Yes.
Okay, we'll start with you, Ms. Okenka. Tell me what's going on here.
Ma'am, at the beginning of April, I was at my sister's house and I was...
Is this your sister?
Yes. Jeremy.
So you are mother and son?
Grandson.
grandmother.
Grandson. Okay, got it.
Him and Jeremy showed up and they had a truck with a trailer and a 25-foot boat on it. They tried to get it in Kathy's yard. She told me it was coming. She said that she was expecting them to come with a boat. They were going to gut it for the meadows and everything. Mm-hmm. They tried to get it in her yard and they couldn't fit it in the yard.
I mean, that's a huge, where'd you get a 25-foot boat from?
A man, he just wanted the trailer from under it because he had another boat, but he wanted nothing more to do with the boat. It just needed a few repairs, he said, but we weren't sure. So we went ahead and just said, yeah, we'll take it, and then...
So he just gave it to you?
Yep.
Okay, and how'd you find out about it?
On Craigslist.
Okay, so he posted an ad on Craigslist that he was giving away a boat.
Yes.
Okay, that's 25-foot boat. That's a large boat.
Very large.
Okay.
Well, they couldn't get it in their yard, so a relative of Nathan's went and asked her husband if they could put it in their yard, and he said no, and they got into a verbal argument out front, a real loud verbal argument out front. Jeremy went out there. He started arguing with them. Nathan came in the house. He goes...
Who's Jeremy?
Jeremy's another defendant, but he can't be here today.
And this is your grandson?
Yes.
So you and Jeremy are really the ones that found out about the boat from
Yes.
Craigslist and decide you want to go and get this boat?
Yes.
Okay. Who's staying in your rental property?
A tenant, a
Okay.
family member.
Okay, and what do you say in response to that?
I told him that she wouldn't want that big thing in the yard, and I walked away. I never told him he could put it there. Well, then I headed home, and when I headed home, my family member called me on the telephone and told me that he was putting the boat in the yard. So I went back to my rental property, and when I got there, he had it already out, and he was pulling the trailer. I said, Nathan, I don't want that in my yard. He said, Aunt Chrissy, please, just 72 hours. Let me keep it here 72 hours. He said, I got to get this trailer back. I'm not allowed to have it. So I said, I'll give you till Friday.
Where did you get the trailer from?
The trailer was with the boat. It was underneath of it.
Okay, so the man was letting you borrow the trailer just to move it?
Yes.
Okay.
To move it to our location, and we were the plan was to gut the boat as it was on the trailer for the week that we had it. We were gonna it had 2 car engines in it. We were just gonna take the car engines out and then take the shell of the boat to the dump while it was on the trailer. That was our original plan, but the tenant of the house that we took it to said, why don't we try and sell it for a bulker price and then split it like 3 ways?
And that was her family member?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever cut up a boat and tried to sell it for parts?
No,
Have you ever
never.
tried to fix one up Try to get it in working condition?
I'm good with motors and stuff.
So why did you get this boat? Is it just that this man said I have a free boat and you jumped at the opportunity?
Just a reason to make money. Trying to make money.
All right. Let me see a photo of the boat. Okay. Now who took this photo?
I did.
Okay, and where is this?
That's in the back of my rental property. That boat is bigger than my garage, ma'am.
No, that's a big boat. And why is it up on sticks like that?
Their stilts are holding it up, so we can't lay it on the ground. It would lay on its side. So we set it like that. After the tenant said, let's sell it, because we had to get the trailer out back to the man.
Okay, let's back up for a second. So you've heard her testimony so far here today. Is it true that she told you originally not to take the boat over to her property when you asked?
Not true at all.
Okay, tell me about the conversation you say you had with her.
Okay. When I brought the boat to our house to try and get in the back, we tried for probably an hour.
And when you say your house, you mean your grandmother's house?
Yes.
Okay.
And it just would not fit. So I called the tenant and I asked if it would be okay to store it there. And she said, yeah, that'd be fine. I have a long car garage, or I have like a driveway. You could fit probably 5 cars.
Has she already told you no?
No, I never spoke conversation to her.
Yes, he did, ma'am.
After I got the boat.
Yes, he did. He
Okay.
came in my house and asked me, and I told him that my tenant wouldn't want that big thing in there. That's the only conversation we had.
Okay. So when do you say is the first time you have a conversation with her and she disapproves of you having the boat in her yard?
We never had a conversation. Well, what happened was my phone, she would just leave these text messages and just call and call and call and leave text messages, and I would just completely
Well, what was she
ignore it.
saying?
Well, at the time, it was just like threats and harassment.
Okay,
at the
so
time.
let's back up for a second. So you put the boat in her tenant's yard.
Yes.
She's the landowner here.
Yes.
The property owner. How much time goes by before you get a text message from her expressing her disapproval of the boat being in the yard?
A few days after the first week, and then
What did she say in the text message to you?
just saying, get it off my property, you'll pay one way or another. I'll have you and Jeremy in jail for the rest of your lives, no matter what.
I never said that, ma'am.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't. If it was on a
And
phone, how could you
what was
hear?
your response to that?
Never texted her back, never, I just, never.
I didn't text
just
that.
never
I got all my
responded?
texts.
Nope.
Okay, and so what happened? So you know now that the owner of this property doesn't want the boat on her yard. Do you go to the tenant and say, hey, she doesn't want the boat on her yard, what are we gonna do?
The tenant said, well, let's just wait on it. Said she's just being crazy. Just leave her alone. Don't text her, don't call her or nothing. She said, let's try and sell it. Actually got into an altercation with the tenant and went to jail over the boat.
Were you there?
No, I was not there.
What happened?
Ma'am, I told my tenant, I told her I didn't want it there. Okay, but what happened is and I got to tell you the beginning to tell you the ending. I told him he had till Friday. On Friday, when I was getting angry, it was still there. My tenant told me that she wanted to try and sell it. So I gave her till Wednesday to try to sell it, and they gave him more time till the following Friday to sell it. I have text to prove all this, okay? Then, on the next Friday, it wasn't sold. That's when I started talking to her. She don't want to get into it now, but that was her big, thing. They do junking. They get trucks and they go around and get metals and that, and they do all that stuff. That's their life. And
Excuse me, I worked 32 years in a factory.
And she don't now.
And I get a very good pension from
she's
that.
got a
so junking is not my
$60,000 lien
life.
on her house, and she don't have no money. She's a gambler. Okay, so that's why she needs money. She thinks of these things. They're far out all the time for these guys to do. Trust me, I can tell you stories.
Coming up on Judge Faith, two sisters continue to bicker over who did what.
She called another family member and threatened to send somebody over to beat him up other than the other family member that she had already did that. Then 3 days after he was out of prison called and said he was going to come over there and beat his
Oh, no, he didn't. I was
behind
right next
if he
to
did
him,
not
ma'am.
take the boat out.
Plaintiff Christy Okanka says her sister left a boat on her property. Defendant Kathy Badra says the boat stored on her property was not such a big deal.
And so we did get into a confrontation, and she poked me in the head, and we ended up fighting. I've never had a domestic violence in my whole entire life. Me and her both got arrested, not just me.
So it was a cross complaint.
Pardon?
It was a cross complaint. When
Right,
two
but-
family members
Your
get
Honor,
into a
when-
dispute,
Right, but wait a
they'll
minute.
both
I
arrest you.
had all charges dropped when I
Yes,
told
Your Honor.
the judge that she's bipolar and what happened.
How long were you in jail?
Just overnight, just
Your
until
Honor.
the next
Okay,
day.
hold on 1 second. And was your tenant was arrested too?
Yes, ma'am.
And her case was dismissed as well?
Yes, we
Who
both
called
got-
the police?
We both did.
Okay, all right, go ahead, ma'am.
Your Honor, while this was going on, her tenant called me and said, can you come and get your crazy sister out of my house? She's not leaving this house until the boat's gone. And I said, I have nothing to do with this boat. I don't even know why I'm on this lawsuit. It wasn't my boat. I didn't get online and get this boat. I didn't provide the truck to get this boat
Ma'am.
to my house. It was his uncle's truck. It was his
Right, but
other
I'm
uncle that
assuming
was
they're
helping
calling
him.
you because Nathan is 20 years old. How old is Jeremy?
He's 35.
Jeremy's 35.
So why
but-
am I even here? I have no idea. Other than the fact that I didn't jump when she told me to jump
Well,
because
how
I didn't
have
get that
you-
boat out of her yard.
How have you and your sister gotten along in the past? Have you been able to communicate in the past about things? That's probably why she's
Normally,
calling
yes,
you.
because I let her get her way. If she doesn't get her way, then nothing is right. Okay, she has to have her way. It has to be her way. She's always right. She also posted on Facebook to get anybody to go take that boat off the property, which it's not her property. She didn't have the right. We had the tenants.
It is,
Well,
my
wait, it is her property, though, right?
It is my property.
But her tenant has exclusive rights to that
No,
according
she
to Ohio law.
doesn't.
When they are renting a property, you have exclusive rights to that property.
No, I actually think you're a little
No,
bit
you're wrong.
confused about what that means. Because she's the homeowner.
The only reason nobody's been back there to take
They've been back there
this boat
since
off
then.
the property in quite some time is she called another family member, his mother, if I can say that, and threatened to send somebody over to beat him up, other than the other family member that she had already did that. Then 3 days after he was out of prison, called and said he was going to come over there and beat his
Oh, no, he didn't. I was
behind
right
if
next
he
to
did
him,
not
ma'am.
take the boat out. And then, oh
That's
yes,
a
he
lie.
did. And then he even called me a effing.
Yeah, he did
Because
that. He did that.
I
He
told
did
him he
that,
didn't know what
ma'am.
he was talking about. And
Well, ma'am,
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 she's lying.
don't yell at me. I
I'm
didn't put the boat in the
I'm
yard.
not. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make my point. He was calling
Okay,
me names.
let me ask you something. Did you call or communicate in any way to that he was to go and threaten them
No.
to get the boat
no,
off
not
of
at
your
all.
yard?
Not at all. Swear to God on my life.
Next on Judge Faith.
This house is full of mold. It's full of black mold. It has above
There's no
the stove.
black
There
mold.
is water leaking. I have pictures, Your Honor.
Plaintiff Christy Okanka says her sister left a boat on her property. Defendant Kathy Badra says the boat stored on her property was not such a big deal.
I got many texts where I told them not to strip that in my yard. And another thing, he said it's all stable. There's pictures of it on bricks, and the bricks are starting to cave.
I want to see the rest
I
of the
have a
photos.
2-year-old tenant there that boat could have fell on. They ruined my
Your Honor.
neighbor's net, my neighbor's gate or fence. They fell on
There's
the
a
fence when they
2-year-old?
tipped it over. And I haven't talked to these people since April. And then I got
Why does it look like that now, Nathan?
They
We
cut it down.
Cut it all down to
And
remove
they
it.
were there then.
Piece
And
by
that's
piece.
what's left?
Yes.
And she lied again. They were there after that. There's how it was set up. See them bricks caving? A 2-year-old couldn't play in that yard all summer because it's been there from April till now. And then she says she's going to take it out when they want to.
Well, listen, I think that's a hazardous condition.
And
and
then
what
if-
I'm looking at now, I wouldn't want a 2-year-old in that backyard playing with that boat on bricks and stilts like that. Would you want your 2-year-old playing in the backyard with that?
I
Your
wouldn't
Honor,
let
I
my
wouldn't
son
want
in
my
this
2-year-old
house.
in the house, let alone back there in the boat.
What do you mean?
What do I mean? This house is full of mold. It's full of black mold. It has above
There's
the
no
stove.
black
There
mold.
is water leaking. I have pictures,
And
Your
she's
Honor.
really filthy. Did she take a picture of her house? She gets dust this high.
I don't want to hear about who keeps what kind of dust in their home.
Ma'am, why I'm suing her and why I think she's involved in this, which I know she is, she does all kinds of crazy stuff with her kids for money. She picked me up one day, we both were going to work, and I was working at Anderson's, she was working at Kroger's. She had her son in the car, and he had a sign saying to beg him for money. She lives in a ranch home, a 4-bedroom. They got food. And she wanted him to stand out front with the money, begging for money at the store I was working. I told her, no,
I didn't
wait.
want
She
him
was
to.
offended because I said,
Your
no,
Honor.
I don't want him there. So she let him go in front of the store she worked at. They do this kind of crazy
Your
stuff.
Honor,
She's
I
a
do not
gambler.
allow my son to panhandle.
was-
Yes, he did.
But
I
that was
swear
his
to God,
decision.
Your Honor.
along with one of her close family members, have drug problems.
Yes.
Okay.
What's your counterclaim? What's your counterclaim?
$1,500.
For what?
The price we were gonna sell the boat.
You want $1,500 from her?
Yes.
For what?
We were gonna sell the boat. That was the plan with the tenant.
So wait a minute. The boat is still in her yard.
Yes.
How does she prevent you from selling the boat?
We by harassing us every day, calling us and threatening me.
He was a
And
jail
Did you
man.
have someone to buy the boat?
Yes.
yes,
So you had someone to buy the boat,
Yes.
but because
Yes.
she harassed you,
Yes.
this person would not buy the boat.
No, I had already taken my son
We
over
had
there
already
to
went
cut
and
the
cut
boat
it
up
up.
because she kept harassing us.
What I'm telling you, ma'am, is I don't care if the backyard looked like Sanford and Sons. It's her backyard. And if she doesn't want a 25-foot boat in her backyard, she has every right to order that it be removed.
And now, Judge Faith rules.
You are suing for $3,000.
Yes, ma'am.
How did you come up with that figure? What do you think they owe you for?
I have an estimate. I have two. Well, I have one estimate here. I had one that I had brought, but it's back there for $1,500 to have the boat removed and cleaned up.
On your counterclaim for $1,500 against Miss Okinka, you say she caused you to lose money from the sale of a boat. That's dismissed. Okay, I don't believe it, and I think it's ridiculous.
Your Honor, we do have the posting.
I'm ruling now. That means no one's talking. You're only listening. It's a shame it had to come to this.
Yes, it is. It's a shame
I
that she
just said no one's talking, ma'am. You're listening.
That was our family.
What does that mean?
She's ripped our family in two.
And it's her fault. It's all her fault?
I won't say it's her fault, but she's so obsessive, compulsive, bipolar, whatever.
I'm not on. no
Okay,
line.
let's start first with the law in your jurisdiction because there appears to be some confusion here about who can give you the authority to store this boat on her property because that's essentially what it boiled down to. You stored this boat on her property for several months. It's still there. It was put there back in April. At some point, she said she told you before you ever took the boat over there. You're saying it was after you took the boat there. I don't care. It doesn't matter. At some point, she told you, as the property owner, she does not want this boat in her yard. You kept telling me during the case, but the tenant said that I could keep the boat in the yard. The tenant does not have the right to overrule the property owner when the property owner tells you, I want it off my property. I could understand why she would want it off her property for a number of reasons. The way that boat is set up, it is a liability. If someone gets injured, you know who they're suing? They're not suing the tenant, they're going to sue her. They're going to go after her. Legally, they have every right to because that boat is stored on her property in a hazardous way. Secondly, I pulled up Ohio ordinances on what happens and what you have to do when you have a discarded vehicle. A boat is considered to be a vehicle, and it is discarded when it is partially dismantled or dismantled altogether. And you told me about a month and a half into this, you started taking that boat apart. You started dismantling it. You cannot store a dismantled vehicle on private property for a number of reasons. First of all, it's an eyesore to the neighborhood. People don't want the neighborhood, the value of the neighborhoods going down because there are dismantled vehicles all over the place. This is not on her. Judgment for the plaintiff, $3,000. Pay her the money.
Now she can afford to buy her pot.
You or someone you know has a dispute. Don't take the law into your own hands. Let Judge Faith rule on it for you. To submit your case, go to judgefaith.com and tell us your story. See you in court.